Chapter 1. Once upon a time that was a long time ago and is still true today, there was war. The reasons for war were multiple and many. At the core, it was to protect the village from dangers. At its simplest, it came down to one word: fear. Fear for the safety of home, family, community, and country. It was about preserving our safety. For this we went to war. The fears were overwhelming, the dangers were myriad, and the conviction that war was necessary was nearly total. Now the need for soldiers was growing and growing and growing, and the emptiness of the village and the voids in the villager's heart were becoming unspeakably present. As men and women, slowly as a trickle and then as a torrent, were gone to war. Where is war? Everywhere. What is war? Insane horrors repeated and repeated and repeated in the name of fill in the blank. Who goes to war? Everyone. When one of us goes, we all go. And that was the secret the entire village came to understand. The despair of inevitable deaths, insanity, and destruction. It seeped into all involved, and it was in this way that this war fable came to be told round the fires long ago and still today. However, let's not get ahead of the story. Once upon a time, a long time ago, and is still true today, soldier stood here. Soldiers stood upon the threshold of going to war. For honor, village, comrades, cause, maybe patriotism, duty, honor, or just because. Now secretly, soldier felt a pending anguish, yet at the same time, it was his time to choose. And soldier did. Later, much later, soldier wondered what led me to choose to go to war. But in the moment, it was just the choice to make. Soldier looked back at her family gathered on the steps of the homestead. Yes, they would wait for soldier's return as he went off to war. What a silly phrase, she pondered, as he walked the dusty road to the pickup point, as if at war was a place to visit or to go. War. Soldier did not know what this word war really meant. It sounded so neat and clean, war, a simple syllable. Soldier repeated it in his head, war, war, war. Nothing got clearer. Yes, I did agree just days ago to lay aside me, my personal special person name, for the sake of my people, and to take on this name, soldier. An inner chant matched soldier's walking pace like a cadence. War, soldier, old name, new name, no name, their sake, war. Soldier, old name, new name, no name, their sake, war. Soldier pondered. I did agree. Yet there is this tickle in my mind and in my heart that suggests the significance of this really was hidden behind this veil of innocence. Chapter 3. Soldier arrived at the war. The trip there evaporated. The arriving ripped through his being. Sounds, sights, smells, taste, even the touch of the wind seared soldier's entire being. Soldier's innocence torn away, hanging in shreds of soul flesh. Yes, soldier had gone to war and then been swallowed whole, spit up into an insanity which existed beyond horror. Soldier knew now there was no escaping from war. No one and no way to get away once one has gone to war. No part of him remained clean. Insanity, lethal to the heart and the mind, had swallowed Soldier whole, penetrating to soul with its poison. Crumpling to his knees, unable to stand, the smell of gunpowder and burning flesh, polluting Soldier's lungs without regard. Violent in its raping penetration, screams of agony ripping at eardrums and Soldier's mind, frantic in a flood of nonsense sensations. Soldier's eyes taking in the chaos of death, evidenced by uncountable body parts strewn here and there like used tissue paper, while heaps of bodies flung their rotting odors at his skin, bellowed orders swirling round about in a futile effort to make order and carve out caves of protection. It was beyond any words known to humanity. It was insanity run amok. And all this punched Soldier like an infinite, unending body blow. Chapter 4. In the guts of Soldier's mind, there was this chilling whisper. My villagers, what about my villagers? They'll never be able to understand. I don't understand. And a whisper became a silent scream. I'm alone in hell. Words will never be able to convey this rape of Soldier's moral memory, ligaments, and tendons that held her together. Soldier felt his village, home, catapulted across a gap of infinite distances, feeling crazy and alone. How does one bridge such a chasm? Was the return an impossible fantasy? And Soldier steeled his heart to endure this horror home of lethal insanity, now the residence. Chapter 5. The village. Back long ago, the village too had been crushed by going to war. The village from before war was no more either. Wails from the widows echoed, screams of anguish grate the ears of those listening to the war-torn soldiers wounded who had returned, broken and soul betrayed. Breaths held in shackles of shame. Shame for going, shame for not going, shame for acting, shame for not acting, all the infinite knots. Huddled in the shadows, hoping against hope they would not be shunned or worse, seen in their naked humanness. A void that screamed louder than the thunders of the greatest storms together was the vacuum left by those who did not return, the unsound of the missing soldiers. And then there were the little ones, sobs of the children longing for their big people's return so that they could come and comfort them in the night. They were all at war and battled together, yet alone. Chapter 6. Soldier did return to the village with a thirst that remained unquenched by home that he'd come back to. Soldier thought, I went. I demonstrated my courage. I never gave up. I did my job. I really did. I'm back, yet I'm not back. Where is space for me? The soldier who lived and returned. Where's the space for my soul's distress? Where's the space for me to be witnessed for all I've seen? Where's the space for my body's agitation to be soothed and validated? Where's the space for all that I bring back from the battlefields to be received? Where's the space for me to claim a new name? No longer soldier, yet no longer the one who went. Please, receive me back, not by fixing me or wishful imposition of normality, but by listening. Please, help me come back. Pause. Damn it, just dare to pause and breathe with me. Dare to stop your helpful suggestions and make space for me and my story. Damn it, do your job. as I did mine. Because I did. Be courageous on my behalf as I have been for you. Dare to feel. Dare to feel in the face of all my stories carried back on my back and in my soul from the bloody battlefields. Pause. Open your heart ears and make space for me to find me anew, and I will risk the same for you. For we all have been to war. 2 acts of courage now must be exchanged, yours and mine. Went to war, pausing to listen. Both acts of the heart. This is what is required for home again to be so. Chapter 7. The shaman, wise healer, faith leader witnessed and knew the war secret. When one goes to war, everyone goes to war. This wisdom had been hidden behind the veil of wished-for blindness, but now no more. The bald, naked truth was felt. Soldiers would continue to return, chopped into pieces by the hatchet of insanity, wandering and wondering, looking for the place for their return. And widows would weep, hugging empty air to their bodies in cold comfort. Young'uns would sob in the night, hoping against hope for that embrace. The accusing vacuum of vacancies stealing air from their lungs night after night. All the secrets of heart and soul tearing at the village like ravaging beasts. No one was safe, no one immune, no one innocent. This is war lived on the battlefields far and near and home and hearth. How does one return from going to war? Chapter 8. Across the lands in the enemy village sat the shaman, wise healer, faith leader, by the fires of the other ones. What is war? Lethal insanity, repeated into infinity, solving nothing. Where is war? Everywhere there's a belief in the other. How does anyone return? While the wails of the widows, the screams of the wounded, the accusations of the breathing void, the sobs of the young'uns, and the secret shames, all the smells of humanity and its most violent inhumanity. And they all answered, the voices of all the beings living and dead, and they said in unison and song, when one goes to war, everyone goes to war. For any to return, all must bear the burden. For no one soldier can carry the weight of the whole world of war. Yet the whole of the people can carry the world into a new way called peace. We're listening. This is a sacred space for you. Do you hear the quiet? Tell us what happened, and we will tell you what happened. Tell us what you saw, and we'll tell you. Tell us what you thought, and we'll tell you. And most of all, tell us what you felt, and we will share our hearts with you too. Let us come home together. This is a gift from my village to your village, and from Spirit through me to you. Wait. Village thanks you for receiving the fable that we all wrote together. And I'd invite you not to clap because it breaks energy, but to clap the way people with hard of hearing are clapping. You can join my other family, the hard of hearing. Thank you. Thank you for listening.